want to bring in Democratic fundraiser and big donor, certainly Don Peebles. He joins us right now. You know, Don, the one thing I always like about you is you rise above the politics of this. You did express concerns with the Bernie Sanders emergence here and how, you know, he could hurt Democrats and certainly hurt the likelihood of a Democrat getting elected president. But we were exploring the possibility this coronavirus thing accelerates through no credit of his own. I'm not meaning to disparage the senator. He could slip into that office because of a meltdown. How likely would that be? We're getting way ahead of ourselves, but what do you think of that?
I don't think that is likely. I think Sanders is likely if Vice President Biden doesn't rehabilitate himself. I think Sanders is likely the nominee, just like Trump in 2016. Everyone was fighting each other to try to get their lane and left Trump by himself, and he picked up steam and he was unstoppable. I think after Super Tuesday, either Sanders is going to have a lead that's insurmountable or he's going to have a good run for his money from Biden. But I think that I don't see him. I think it's going to be a tough position for him to get elected president of the United States under any circumstances.
All right, but would an environment or an outside aberrant black swan development like this, if it were to accelerate, and it might not, and then there are signs right now that there are some promising developments, like a number of American companies reopening their operations in China. But leaving that aside, I can remember you and I have chatted about this, that, you know, Barack Obama and John McCain were pretty much dead even in the polls until the financial meltdown and the real estate meltdown, and then it was a 6 to 8 point gap that never really narrowed. That's about the only scenario under which I can see a Bernie Sanders, if he were the nominee, emerging. But play that out.
Yeah, I mean, look, Barack Obama was just a much better candidate than John McCain, who was a wonderful human being and a great patriot. And he also picked very poorly on the vice presidential nominee, and I think that hurt him quite a bit as well. And I was knee-deep into that process because we were big supporters of Obama.
But all I'm saying is that meltdown, whatever you say about the candidates, their campaigning abilities, speaking abilities, that pretty much nailed it right there.
Yeah, but also I think how McCain handled it nailed it.
Yes.
I mean, he should have taken a leadership position in how to solve the financial crisis and address it. I don't think Trump is going to abdicate his duties as president in terms of keeping us safe from this virus. I mean, look, he's our president. We need him to succeed and helping protect America. And I think he will take, and his administration will take, whatever steps are necessary to protect us. And I think that may help him, frankly, as opposed to Sanders. I don't think people can look at Sanders and say, oh, he's going to do a better job with a crisis than Trump. I mean, he doesn't have any management experience. So, I mean, he's been a career politician. It's going to be tough for him, and he's a socialist. I mean, what's he going to do, call Cuba in to help us out?
Well, having said that, I caught up with Tulsi Gabbard, still running for president and very low in the polls, but I raised the Sanders phenomenon with her yesterday. I want you to react to this. Tulsi Gabbard. Some people look at Bernie Sanders as he's too old, too extreme, and that if he ran and got the nomination, he'd need to seek out somebody young, maybe a woman, someone whose views are not quite to that extreme. That's you.
I know you're trying to break news right now here, Neil.
No. Are you kidding? I just look at stocks. So take stock of that. What do you think?
I am. Bernie is a friend, but I'm very focused on doing exactly what we're doing, carrying this message that I'm sharing with you and your viewers here today.
That would moderate what seems an extreme ticket, right?
Potentially so. But I think what's most important for us to focus on is what are voters looking for when you look at the dissatisfaction they have with the political institutions, the powerful elite who run Washington. They're looking for a champion.
What did you think of that?
I thought it was a good exchange. Look, I think she would be a theoretical, logical choice, I think more so for a couple of the other candidates, but I don't think she's going to be in the mix for vice president. Sanders, though, has shown no indication of his desire to take his foot off the gas pedal. I think he'll double and triple down on his democratic socialism, and he's going to pick somebody. I mean, I think if looking at the debate from the other night, as chaotic as it was, I think that Elizabeth Warren is making the play that if she's not the nominee, she could be the vice presidential nominee. And I think Sanders would certainly look to double down on that. He's not, I mean, it's going to be, if he's a nominee, it's going to be an all-out brass knuckle fight at the Democratic National Convention. He's going to emerge, and he's going to pick somebody that's true to his belief. And I think that would be someone like Warren or somebody else out there like that. But I think a woman, and a woman who is close to democratic socialism, but maybe a little, minor movement to the center. Minor movement.
Minor move. All right. Real quick, I want to get your thoughts on what the president said when he spoke to the press yesterday, that he thinks a lot of this selling can be attributed to the fear that a Democrat will win, and by extension that you can kiss this recovery and market run-up goodbye. What did you think of that?
I think he makes a point, not that a Democrat would win, because I think Biden or Bloomberg would be a settling influence to the marketplace. I think that what's happening are people are becoming, concluding that Bernie Sanders would be the nominee of the Democratic Party. And if Bernie Sanders is the nominee of the Democratic Party, I don't agree with what your prior guest said. He's got a 50-50 shot, but he has a shot at being president. He's one step away from being president, and that would be pretty scary to all of us who believe in this democratic, capitalistic system that we have enjoyed that has propelled our nation to where it is today, the leader of the planet.
So if you, Don Peebles, had a choice between Bernie Sanders, Donald Trump, who do you vote for?
Look, that'd be a tough call. I can say this. Based on everything I've heard from Bernie Sanders, there would be almost in no way I could see myself voting for him. I'm a true capitalist. I believe that capitalism and economic opportunity advances all of us in this country, and capitalism has made this nation great. And to try to dismantle it would be destructive to the nation and, frankly, to the world. So I could not be a part of that. So in order for me to ever support something like that, he would have to be, much more moderate, and I don't see him getting there. So I'd have a tough call, but it won't be him.
Wow. Okay, Don, always good seeing you, my friend. Thank you for taking the time.